First up, 12 Monkeys. Coming from this way this time. So 12 Monkeys is a 1995 sci-fi movie starring Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt and a woman whose name I can't remember, but who also went on to have a successful career after this. Um, and basically in 1996, a virus killed 99% of the world's population. That feels really relevant. And this is a time travel movie, so Bruce Willis is actually in the future, and he gets sent to the past, not to save the past, because time travel is fixed. The past already happened, so you can't change the past. What he's trying to do, though, is figure out where the virus came from, so they can then find a copy of it and make a cure in the future. And it is phenomenal. It is so good. Have you ever had one of those dreams where like you're running down a hallway and like it just, no matter how fast you run, you just can't get to the end of the hallway? It's like you're running in slow motion or like you're running through sand. Essentially, that's what this movie is. It's just maddening. And like, it's just kind of like a wild fever dream. You're never entirely sure what's real and what's not real, but you think you're sure. You feel like you're pretty sure you know what's real. But are you really sure? Yeah, it's a wild ride. Bruce Willis does awesome as a kind of crazy person. Brad Pitt does amazing as a legit crazy person. And just the whole thing is so interesting. Apparently, there is a TV show that is kind of based off the same thing this was based off of, and also is based off of this movie. And apparently it got good reviews and stuff. I saw a poster for it and it was like, change the past to save the future. And I'm like, that's not how fixed time travel works. You can't change the past and fix time travel stuff. Yeah, no, this is great though. I loved it. If you want like a crazy, it's crazy. And I love their view of the future and like the technology of the future. It's just so good. It's so good. Yeah, I love it. No, on to It Comes at Night. Also, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's raining outside, which I love. It's been raining all day, but if you hear a noise in the background, it's probably that. Anyway, so It Comes at Night is a 2017 suspense thriller. Apparently, it's kind of marketed more as like a zombie horror movie, but it's not that at all. I picked this poster because it has the dog on it, and I love the dog. There's, just so you know, just so you're aware, there's a website called doesthedogdie.com, and it tells you if the dog dies or not in the movie. And I highly recommend it if you're ever sensitive about the death of dogs. Anyway, so this movie, basically it's about a family surviving a very similar situation to what we're in right now, where there's like a mysterious virus going around killing people. I didn't intentionally watch two movies about viruses killing people. It just kind of happened. I completely forgot that that's what 12 Monkeys was about. I've seen 12 Monkeys before. I hadn't seen this before. And yeah, this was solid. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, it's really just watching this family kind of go through the troubles of kind of like a post-apocalyptic world-ish. I thought it was well acted. It was interesting stuff happened. I was kind of expecting to see more stuff, like see more of like people infected and stuff, when you really didn't, and that was fine. I think I had this movie confused with something else, with some of my expectations, but it was still quite good. I don't really have a lot to say about it. The dog's cute. I'll pet the dog. Yeah, solid, not bad at all. And the final movie, The Indian in the Cupboard. So this is another movie from 1995, and if you forgot what 1995 looked like, just watch this movie. It is the most quintessential 1995 thing you will ever watch. Like, if you weren't alive yet, watch this movie, and you will know. But yeah, so the basic premise is this little boy who looks like a less adorable version of me. Me at that age. I'm not that adorable anymore. I used to be. Anyway. The premise is that this little boy gets a cupboard for his birthday, just a little cupboard, and he's so excited about it. He's legit excited. And then it turns out, and then he also gets like a little Indian toy. And then he later finds out that if you put something in the cupboard and you lock it and unlock it, then it comes alive. Crazy. But yeah, there's a lot I liked about this movie. Because the main theme of it is kind of dealing with like, what makes a person, sort of. And then it's also just about like ignorance about other cultures. So like, for instance, the Indian comes alive, and so the little kid gives him a little teepee to sleep in. And he's like, what the hell is this? I don't sleep in a teepee. We sleep in longhouses. And then like after that, the kid does like a ton of research to learn specifically about this group of Native Americans. I think the Iroquois. That's probably it. Um, I also loved that there people died in this. Legit, there were legit deaths. You also saw blood and you saw some violence, but like it in a way that wasn't like glorifying the violence or anything. It was realistic. Like things happen, and these are the consequences of those actions, and I loved that. I will say though the pacing is so incredibly slow, but I don't really fault it for the movie because like I don't know, it feels of its time because of the way it was paced. Um, and like it's targeted at kids anyway, so like it's like a movie where if the kids stop paying attention for 5 minutes, they didn't honestly miss anything. It was directed by Frank Oz. Um, but the one thing I hated though was the main kid. He just, for some reason, for like most of the movie, he just makes this face, and that's it. That's all he does. Like the last shot of the movie, the legit last shot of the movie, is like it's the camera slowly and closer to his face while he does this. And I smiled faster than he smiled. Honestly, it was ridiculous. He's so annoying. But don't get me wrong, because I found him annoying. Like I still enjoy this movie. And then after, apparently they were gonna make four more sequels because there's 5 books in the series. But because this movie didn't do well, they didn't do that. So I read the synopsis for all the other books, and basically it gets more crazy. It takes directions I wasn't expecting. I'm gonna spoil it for you. So essentially, and these aren't like toys coming to life. The toys represent an actual person from history, and when you bring it to life, you're taking them out from history into the present. So more time travel stuff. And then like they actually like in later books kind of mess with that a bit. Like someone stole this jewelry box from someone else in the family, and like there's this whole thing about it. But like, so if they're taking people from history, that raises questions because like in this movie, Darth Vader and some Star Trek aliens came to life. So like, what does that mean? Does that mean that Darth Vader actually existed? Do those Star Trek aliens actually exist, or like are those actors just coming back in these costumes? But like Darth Vader had a working lightsaber, and there were like laser blasts going around. So questions I'm sure we're definitely going to get answered in the sequels to this. Um, Honestly, I don't think this would make a good movie today. I think it'd be a solid like mini series, kind of like His Dark Materials, something like that. And it actually is British, the book originally. The kid is American. It takes place in New York. You actually see some nice shots of the Twin Towers. But yeah, so it's a nice bit of nostalgia. I remember watching this as a kid and mostly enjoying it. So yeah, it was a cute little movie.